going to begin by moisturizing my face. So I'm going to be using my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizer. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my primer with my foundation. I have the Mineral Veil by Hourglass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add just one little pump. Kind of like that. And then I'm going to use my Vitalumiere Aqua by Chanel. I'm going to shake it up. So it looks like that amount. And then I'm just going to mix it all the way through. And then I'm just going to kind of evenly distribute it on my face. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fingers and kind of rub it into my face. Because this is a water-based foundation, it is great to use your fingers just because when you use a brush or a sponge, it kind of absorbs all your product quickly because it's water-based. And so you end up using more product than you need. So now that I've applied my foundation, I'm going to let that sit just a little bit. It only takes like a few seconds actually. I actually feel it already not as wet anymore. I don't feel dry, I just don't feel like, you know, that sensation that it's wet. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use my concealer. It is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. And I'm just going to grab a pump of that. I'm going to use my finger again. And I'm going to go underneath my eyes. Just dab it on. And then I'm going to also dab it onto my other trouble areas. Little blemishes kind of around my nose. Alright, and so I'm going to take sort of like my index fingers and kind of dab to try to blend this concealer. It is lighter than my skin tone, but that'll help cancel out my under eye discoloration, which is not a whole lot, but it's enough to make a difference. So dab, dab, dab. See, it's already starting to kind of blend into my skin and not be so different from the color is not so different as the rest of my skin. But the more you blend, the better that'll be. And also it just needs to dry as well. So if you feel like you've applied too much concealer, just continue to dab. And then whatever's left on my finger, I kind of go up down the center of my face, down my nose. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to take my large powder Sigma brush F30. It's a very soft brush. And I'm going to take this sample that was given to me by the Belk makeup lady at the counter. And it's like a setting powder, Beige, and it's number 10. And it just helps set, it'll just help set my makeup. So I'm just gonna dab it. I don't want to like kind of blend it in because it could, you know, you try not to move your makeup as much. primer does well to not move your makeup, but I feel like just dabbing it kind of helps with applying it. So now I have this nice blank beautiful canvas. Make sure you do get underneath your eyes to set your concealer too. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little bit of contouring, and I'm going to use my Laguna from Nars. And I am going to use my Real Techniques. It's my contour brush. And I'm just going to grab just a little bit. Don't really need a whole lot. I don't really need to contour a whole lot, or don't really like contouring a whole lot. So I'm just going to take, and I'm going to basically kind of take my mouth to the side like this. Also is we're going to take a little bit of this Laguna and kind of bring it up to your temples. So you're going to do kind of like a 3, because you're going to go up to your temples, go to the center of your face, and then we're going to do a little bit on my chin area, kind of like that. So again, alright. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do my blush. And I'm going to be using my Le Blush Creme de Chanel, and it is in the color Afinite. This really pretty color. Almost like a hot pink, it almost seems like. So I'm going to use my large angled contour brush. It's the F40. Dab it, and I'm going to dab it onto my cheeks, the apples of my cheeks, kind of following my contour a little bit so that it can blend together, and just a little on my nose, not a whole lot. Okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my Painterly Paint Pot to my eyelids, going from my eyelids to my eyebrows. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my E55 brush, which looks like this, and I'm going to take the color Sin, and I'm going to apply it all over my lids. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip my brush over, and I'm going to grab the color Virgin, and I'm going to apply that to my brow bone. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead now and do is grab my 217 brush, and I'm going to grab the color Buck, just tap off the excess, and I'm going to take this to my crease and just go in circular motions. This is a nice transition color. I kind of find it a little similar to my soft brown color from MAC. Then I'm going to take the same and apply this to my other crease. Kind of bring it down like a V. Almost like a reverse check mark, because I'm not going to take it all the way this way. I'm just going to bring it up to there. And then this will go a little further. And on this side too. Alright, so far we've gotten our crease transition color in. So the next color that I'm going to use is actually Hustle, which is this color right here. I'm going to use the same brush, just take a little bit, and do the same circular motion. Alright, so the next color that I'm going to grab is actually from my Vice 2 palette. And this color, and the color that I'm going to be actually using is the color Betrayal. And I'm going to use my same brush, just grab a little bit, tap off the excess. The next color I'm going to use is the color right next to it. It's called Voodoo. That color right there. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I am going to use this color. I know it has a little bit of sparkle to it. But this is more for like if you're going to have a nice dinner, like Thanksgiving, you could do this. Make sure you blend. Blend is key. You can always reapply more, but the more you blend, the less harsh the transition colors will be between your eyelid and your brow bone. Now I'm going to go back to my Naked palette, and I'm going to grab Buck one more time. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to use Buck to kind of blend this color further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Vice 2 palette, and I'm going to grab the color Voodoo with a eyeliner pencil. This one is actually from Sigma. It's the E05, sorry. And I'm going to bring this down to my lower lid, connect it, and I would say kind of go about 3/4 of the way, and do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of Sin from the Naked palette with the same brush, and I'm going to use this on my inner corner, and I'm going to drag it and let it meet with the color Voodoo. So next I'm going to go ahead and use my Urban Decay 24/7 in Perversion, and I'm going to line my waterline. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of my upper waterline. Alright, so next I'm going to use my Carbon Black Liner and Text from L'Oreal. So Okay, after I've filled in my brows, I'm going to use my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, just so that they'll stay and not move around. Alright, so now that I have had that completed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply my favorite lipstick this month, and that's my Dior Rouge, or Rouge Dior, and that's in Mauve. Really love this lipstick. It's great for fall, for Christmas, just in general. It's amazing. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set my makeup with my makeup setting spray by Urban Decay, and it's the All Nighter. And I just close my eyes and kind of bring out my arm and just kind of do like a circular motion. And just let that set. Alright, so now that I put my hair down, I'm ready to go out with my husband. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe, and if there's any suggestions that you have as far as any future tutorials, please let me know in the comment section below, and I really appreciate